Is Infokemp for or against the monarchy? Well, I was for a long time a Republican, but let me just say something. The monarchy does hold many different competing factions together on one subject. In fact, it prevents dictatorship by a upstart, whoever that may be, who wishes to become a dictator. The reason for this is because Britain is in effect a crown republic, because the monarchy does what it is told. Who actually runs the UK? Well, in a series called Who Runs This Place? Written Constitutions versus Steering Groups and Political Conventions, I outline that in an 8-part series. But who runs this place? I would say the university system runs this place, and they tell people what to do, because they influence people's way of thinking before they enter any public office, such as politics, the banking system, because of course many people believe it's the central bank that runs the economy. Well, it does, but they were influenced by the university system from which they came. Now, the monarchy itself is a tyrannical system. It is a medieval system. It is based on power and privilege. So therefore, obviously, I should be against it. But on the other hand, there are so many powerful crime families, such as the Bin Ladens and other powerful crime families like them, that it is quite possible that if there wasn't a monarchy, that some other crime family could raise itself up to make itself a new royal family. The existence of a royal family therefore prevents that, because you cannot just simply have a revolution to replace one royal family with another royal family, which would be more tyrannical. So in that sense, I am for a limited monarchy, but I'm also for democracy. And the idea of not having a elected head of state, to me, seems completely crazy in a modern system. And that's why the de facto way to get around Britain having a monarchy is to join the European Union and have a European president and a directly elected European Chancellor to do that job. So the European system would have a written constitution, such as the Lisbon Treaty, which everyone can look at and know and read and then swear allegiance to. And the President's job would be to uphold that. And the Army and the Police's job and the Security Service would swear allegiance to the Constitution. That would be the ideal situation. Then Britain gets to keep its monarchy and it has a directly elected president. Now, David Cameron and hard times. Why is David Cameron cutting the police down by 25%? And why are there 10,000 people in Middlesbrough about to lose their jobs? You can sense the change of tone. I am extremely angry about what this government's doing, and it may take 50 years to repair the damage that they are doing. When in an economy worth £2.7 trillion a year, we are cutting back a few billion pounds here and a few billion pounds here. To what effect? Well, it will ruin some people's lives, but it won't solve the international financial crisis. And why is Europe again paying for America's debt? America is again being let off the hook of putting out over $14.7 trillion and being 155% in unsupported debt. That is debt that cannot be paid even if they raise taxation to 100%. Europe is paying for this financial crisis, and Europe did not start the financial crisis. The Federal Reserve System created the financial crisis, and yet the Bank of England has not said anything on this, when the Bank of England is not at fault, but yet the Bank of England will still be made to carry the can. The Bank of England has actually been quite responsible for a central bank. The problem is David Cameron and his insane economic policies, and also George Osborne. They want to make poor people suffer for the mistakes of their banker friends, and that's wrong. The fact that David Cameron is also the cousin of the Queen is a major thorn in my side, and something that sticks in my crop. so to speak. Why is there such a close, even in a system which has unified powers rather than separation of powers, as in the American system, and we have no written constitution, unlike the Americans do? Why is the cousin of the Queen the Prime Minister? The royal family is supposed to not have any political influence, and yet they have the Prime Minister as a member of the royal family. This is something that has to be looked at. So is Infokemp for or against the monarchy? Well, I'm very much undecided. Maybe you can enlighten me and give me some reasons for or against. Thank you for listening, and if you check out my videos on the state of Britain, and we are in hard times. It will take 50 years to repair the damage that this government is doing right now. Get out there and protest. Get out there, be on YouTube and protest in the streets if need be, because I am on the verge of doing the same thing myself. David Cameron's economic policy is absolutely insane, and people should know that it's the central bank that runs the money supply in this country. You cannot blame the Labour Party for overspending when Labour is actually underspent. Okay, thank you for listening and goodbye.